God chose you and your story, you had to go through that pain. You had to go through that suffering, because now you're not just coming to talk to women of color and people who live in the things that they didn't have until they're now in this place, from a place of not understanding, just trying to help. Coming from a woman who made it out, who lived in it, who suffered from it, who dealt with it, who had to find a therapist on her own, who was told just pray about it, who was not taken seriously by some doctors. The mistrust, the cultural stigmas, the church stigma around mental health. I'm coming from a place of a woman who was there at her bottom gutter. First of all, did you miss me? Hello. Listen, a solo episode? Come on, this is a gift. This is a gift. I'm so excited to be having this conversation with y'all. But I just wanted to sit with you for a minute and catch you up on all the revelations that I've been getting one-to-one, because that's how we started and we here, right? So welcome back to the Her Promise Circle podcast. I'm your girl, Michal. If you're new here, I am the host of the Her Promise Circle podcast. We're in the top 3% globally, which is insane. And I'm also the founder of a 501c3 nonprofit, the Her Promise Circle Foundation, that is focused on removing the barriers that keep women from living healthily day to day. Because, baby, you know what's crazy is I have been learning the most about myself as I ever have right now. I am in a season where God is pressing on me, pushing on your girl to be seen, okay? And that's why you're getting these YouTube full production videos of your girl and guests speaking on the topics we've been talking about over the years together here. We started in 2022, which is so insane. And this is the first time your girl is allowing herself to be seen in studio, in process, having these convos with other people, and putting it out there for the world to see. It's you and me, just like we started out together in the past 7 seasons. And I have so much to tell you, so much to catch you up on. I cannot even wait. Okay, I can't stand it. So let's get into it. We started solo, me and you in your car, in your crib, wherever you were at listening to your girl, and we are coming back to it. Okay, so I think I like this groove of giving y'all some guest episodes, and then it's just me and you, Kiki Kakai, talking like we used to. Because I just had so much to catch you up on, and then I'll bring you back next week into another guest. But baby, I have been learning so much about myself in this season, y'all. I have been talking to some of the girls who have been watching the podcast. They're saying that they see the difference and that they're enjoying it. And I am just being pulled out of what was and placed into what is now, the timing. And God is so good when it comes to timing. He allows everything to be orchestrated and work together and move in the way that it needs to in order to get you where you need to be. Everything that I have needed has come to me so easily. And so I really want to talk to the girl who maybe you haven't even started. It's like you just know something is more, something big, something is there, and you hate your job and you go job to job. You know you're supposed to move, but you wanted to start the book. You want to, and you're just stuck there. And this is why my health coaching focused on behavior change, because how do we know better but don't do better? How do we know there's more for us but we don't pursue it? Why do we keep buying one more thing and one more thing and one more thing and one more thing and adding another credential and degree and still never live up to what God has said we are? Because you realize in 30 days, if you locked in, sis, you could be your biggest investor. You realize that. You realize you can change your life in 60 days. And in 6 months, you could be in a whole quantum leap phase into a whole entire different tax bracket, okay? A whole new way of living, a whole new way of being provided for. But it comes from stepping into the things that God has actually told you and utilizing them. You cannot just know scripture anymore. You cannot just know stuff, memorize stuff. That's cool. You go to church, worship, and shout, but why are you going if you're not leaving there different? Why are you coming to my Bible studies? Okay, first of all, why haven't you been to a Bible study with your girl? Second of all, why are you coming to Bible study and not using it? Because every single time I'm dropping something from my personal life, my personal elevation season right now, especially baby, you're missing out on some gems. Okay, ask the girls. Ask Sabrina. Okay, because she gonna show up. Whether y'all show up or not, Sabrina and my girl Sandy, ask them. Because I have truly been challenged in every way. And it's funny because I know that you guys see me in this way because you listen to me on the podcast, right? And some of you are around whenever you were one of like 30. So you probably are like, yeah, she has the podcast, she started, but y'all have to realize like, I'm still scared. Your girl's still scared. And I see the preparation, how it aligned, how it walked me into this season. I see why it couldn't have happened the first year. I see why it couldn't have happened the second year. I see why this is the season now God is like, trust me and jump. Yes, it was hard. Yes, it was scary, but I got so uncomfortable, y'all, not being fully in what we were supposed to be. I was like, honestly, it hurts more to live out of alignment than to actually be in full alignment with you, Lord. Living with uncertainty. And that's where you have to get, sis. Comfortable in uncertainty. Okay? One thing your girl knows is you have to be comfortable in uncertainty. And I know it's hard because you want to know where your next check coming from. You want to know where the next idea is coming from, the next connection, your next relationship, but you're not going to know, especially if it's from God. Because without faith, it's impossible to please him. So he's always going to put you in a position where your faith is tried. And when you can't see the way ahead, when you're on a deadline, because you know the Lord loves a midnight hour, baby. He loves a midnight hour. Okay. Don't play with him when it comes to 11:59. He loves it. He thrives on it because you're not going to know till that day, literally. And that's how we've been living. And it's a shame because us as women of color, the thing that I have suffered from my mental health crisis has brought me to this place where I just don't want other women to go through that in order to find out what they need, in order to seek help, in order to have what they need to live in the day to day. Since you saw me, lots has happened. I don't know. I mean, you guys know about the case study. We presented a case study based on our programming here at Her Promise Circle, alongside literally Piedmont Women's Heart Health Group. Okay. We were invited by Project Echo. It is Constellation Quality Health's initiative for heart failure. And Her Promise Circle's programming was invited to do a case study and show what our programming has done in one of our members' lives who had heart failure. And she has truly gotten to a place where she was able to walk and move and do the things her doctor was telling her, but without that personal thing that HPC brings to the table, she was unable to do it on her own. She had her own home stressor. She's a caregiver, takes care of her mom and her household. She also has fibromyalgia, chronic pain. So she was afraid to work out. So even though her doctor was like, work out, work out, work out, she was unable to do that at home by herself. We have a fitness trainer who is beautiful in heart and spirit and also very talented and gifted in her personal training, who was able to talk to LaShonda, find out what would work for her in order to get her to stay routine. And so HPC has an on-demand library in our deeper support where Keandra uploaded a video just for LaShonda so she could do a limited mobility workout. And she now clicks and plays that anytime she feels like working out on her. And that's what women need. We just need someone to walk alongside us. And that's what Her Promise Circle is. It is a place where we see the whole woman. We're not just trying to get you to do fitness classes. We don't just want you to go to therapy. We want you also to have your mind to have a routine that keeps it well, your emotions to keep it well, your spirit, because your spiritual health, I was nothing without my spiritual health. I had everything else going for me, but I was nothing until I met Jesus and lived in purpose and walked with him. And then your social health. Baby, I was so isolated when I was having my breakdown. It's not even funny. It definitely attributed to it. And we were coming out the pandemic. So I was living in isolation, and that is such a heavy, heavy, heavy pitfall for you. And if you guys tuned into our last episode with Lorenzo, and it is called Baby, Those Doors Are Closed. Okay. Because me and him both, we have a lot in common as far as our storylines. But he was essentially saying how he was travel nursing and every door got closed, but it led him to this place in ATL where he could be surrounded by people like your girl who could help him see himself the way God saw him. And because of that, y'all, I'm talking to you too. You need people who see you the way that God sees you. And you need people to speak that life into and remind you weekly. I currently am in a season where I need it daily. And God has been so good. And let me tell you something, sis. I have not been able to see myself bigger than I was in a long time. I mean, so the podcast happened, right, when it went top 3%. That was like 2 years ago. You have to understand, we've been in the top 3% 2 years ago. I still didn't do video like this and put it on YouTube and do guests and all that. I never saw it like that. I didn't see myself as like this voice who's going on other people's podcasts and doing case studies with the programming she's making and going on stages and getting invited to speak. And I'm going to get into the other things I'm getting invited to. But it all started from actually piecing together what we were truly doing in people's lives. And I never saw how big it actually was because I was in it. And if you don't have people speaking to you daily, if you don't find those women, and the thing is, sis, I know you've been hurt. I know you've been harmed. I know your team, no new friends, but without people speaking into you, this is my first year having founder friends, okay? Having friends who see me and I don't have to explain the weight. All my girly friends that I love so much, you know, my team, even the girlies that I talk to, they support me and they are proud of me and they love me and they always speak life into me. But there is a different weight that comes when you are the top of an organization. It is a different pressure. It is a different lifestyle. And only women that got that dog in them, okay, are literally able to handle it. And this is why I said I see why it took so many years, because God was not just aligning the people outside of me. A lot of the stuff that's happened for me has always been around me. That's what's crazy. The only thing that has changed is me and my ability to see myself bigger than I was, because that causes you to open doors. Behold, I'm doing a new thing. Do you not perceive it? The reason you can't perceive an open door in front of you is if you don't think you could fit through it. If you don't think you're qualified for it, you can't see it. And so until I got to the place where I was like, you know what? I love healthcare. I love bedside. It's taught me how to handle pressure, right? The past decade, I've been showing up to emergencies. It's taught me that I hate that people don't have what they need outside of the hospital, and it keeps bringing them in emergency when they still don't have the money to pay to get a BiPAP or CPAP, to get the things that they need to take, their medication, insurance being cut, prices rising, the whole nine. And I got so tired of people who were capable of doing those things outside of the hospital, but we kept seeing them as readmissions. And the hospital system suffers from that. And so it's just this never ending cycle of people waiting until emergency. And it's not necessarily their fault always either. Some people just don't have the money to afford the things they need to be healthy mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and socially. Some people don't have that. And again, that's why we exist. And as we begin to scale this thing, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is truly changing systems, right? And so if I didn't see myself as someone, a giant, and if y'all watch that episode with Akila, that was such a real moment at the end. So if you haven't seen it yet, or if you have, go back and watch that before you listen to what I'm about to say. But those type of women just entered my life in person this year. When I say the founder weight is different than any other weight I have ever carried in my life.
I know. This episode was so good and we're still getting to the good part, but I just want to let you know that you need to download the Her Promise Circle app. In there, you will find all of our wellness resources. It's not just a wellness app like the Calm app or the Mind Body app. Our app combines mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and social health, covering you holistically as a woman. So that means when your doctor's like, work out more, hello, we need you to eat better. Her Promise Circle combines community and also services that help you stay consistently healthy and well, not just in your mental or your physical health, but also your spiritual and social health. So download the app. It's right here. Click it, QR code, scan it, and we'll see you inside.
If you let it, it will literally push you to your limits and break you down. And it always got me to points of somewhat breakdowns until I began delegating. I have a team now, right? And now we're going to this place where I need even more people because we are scaling. And I had to see that, wow, Mick, God chose you and your story. You had to go through that pain. You had to go through that suffering, because now you're not just coming to talk to women of color and people who live in the things that they didn't have until they're now in this place, from a place of not understanding, just trying to help. You are coming from a woman who made it out, who lived in it, who suffered from it, who dealt with it, who had to find a therapist on her own, who was told just pray about it, who was not taken seriously by some doctors. Okay. The mistrust, the cultural stigmas, the church stigma around mental health. Like, I'm coming from a place of a woman who was there at her bottom gutter, okay, numbing with alcohol and relationships, partying, all the things, to try to forget how much I truly hurt inside, when really I just needed help to work my way through it. And what's crazy is this is how God turns your pain into purpose. Your answer to what you're asking for, if you've been praying for more money, for an idea, for the business, it lies in what you've already been through. You are here to solve a problem. God speaks to problem solvers. He didn't say back to the Israelites, yes, I hear you. I'm coming to get you after 400 years. He turned up in a burning bush and said, Moses, go get him. And to bring us back to what I was saying, who did he send with Moses? Moses like, I can't talk. I can't do this. I can't do that. That was me for so long, right? But this year I finally am stepping into what I know I'm called to. God has allowed me to align, because my mindset is there now, with other women who understand the weight, the pressure, who understand the day-to-day, the constant feeling of, I need just one more thing until I put myself fully out there. Maybe God has been putting it on your heart to post content, to start the book, to write the book, to go and help more in the community, to volunteer, to go to a certain event, to switch careers, to put the application in, to move to a different house, to marry the man. Whatever God has been telling you to do, and you feel like you need one more thing, let me tell you something. The only thing that changed for me was my perspective of myself. And then every door, every person, every divine connection found me. What I had to realize is it didn't take more work. I didn't have to refine my website and fix I still need to do all those things, by the way, y'all. I was spending so many weeks just, let me fix this. Let me fix my speaker sheet. Let me do this. Let me fix that. Let me redefine my book before I put it. You don't need one more thing before God says yes to you and opens doors to you. You don't need another ebook. You don't need to download. You don't need one more thing. You start with you. And let me tell you something, as someone who is sitting here in rooms with the county, connecting and making formal partnerships, I can't announce it yet, with monsters. And they see us, right? They got 300, 1,000, 2K, 3K plus employees. But they see us as that because you know what that always reminds me of is, you know, that verse in the Bible where it says one can set out 10,000 to flight, right? And I think that because God is behind me, this is a God-given thing. He has amplified what we appear to be, and he has opened and accelerated my successes, our ability to create more and more impact, to align with more and more resources. Y'all, like this past weekend, we partnered with MedCura. They have like 18 locations and we ran their youth facility. We facilitated their youth community engagement for their annual health fair. This came from a referral. Someone that I met 5 years ago before HPC was a nonprofit who I continued to show up to his meetings, to his networking. I mean, it's the DCAP Community Resource Network. Referred us to this giant. It's a seed I planted by being faithful to what I was doing then. I was like, okay, well, I need to just start getting connections in a network. And I knew like I just need to start showing up to these meetings and meet these people. And I did that for years, y'all. Sometimes I was the only one that showed up, but I did it for years. And because of that, people saw my diligence. So what can you do today to get started that may help you 5 years from now? See, we want right now things. And I thought the same way then. I was like, right now. So today they could have today. I always think that. I think that right now. Today could happen. Today could happen. But I remember because I always thought that, I was doing things that put me in alignment to meet it, for it to show up. And if it showed up, I was ready. Put yourself in position. And as God continues to open my eyes to see how big I am, I begin to attract doors that are even bigger, that challenge what I thought of myself. And as we get these yeses, as we step in, it opens your eyes to see what he's been showing you all along. And so I say that to say, whatever God has put in you, you don't need more. What I'm doing now is not what I did for the past decade as a respiratory therapist. But let me tell you what bedside prepared me for. Bedside prepared me to act well under pressure. Okay, you got to perform. As an RT, you cannot afford to mess up touching that ventilator. Your job is to airway, okay, get this person to breathe successfully. Okay, while everybody does their own things, you worried about that airway. Okay, so CPR, I don't care. Get that ABG, figure out their respiratory status, get it right, get it tight. You don't have time to be, oh, I don't feel like it, I'm tired, I hate it. You don't have time to do that. In the moment, you have to perform under pressure. We're always short-staffed. And in that short staffing, you still got to have the capacity to care about maybe a more patient load than a one-person assignment because you don't have enough people. But does that keep people from being sick or having emergency on the floor or having a code blue, God forbid? No, you still got to show up and be there. A decade of sitting in rooms where I had to pull the plug while the family is there asking questions, talking. And you know what's crazy about God? I talked about this in the episode with Akila as well, is I would always be the person that would be the one praying outside the room for the person if they're asking. But I remember one time I walked into this room and this woman, I don't think she understood the gravity of the situation, but when she finally got there, she broke down, like fell to her knees. And I sat beside her and I was like, do you want to pray? What else can I say? I said, do you want me to pray or do you want to pray? She said, you pray. I said, okay. So I prayed with her while they're doing CPR on her husband. And there's something that God does in your heart You know how the Bible says that he gives you a new heart, a new spirit, right? That when he aligns you in purpose, it's not about you getting accolades or anything like that. It's about you serving. And your heart genuinely opens up to connecting to literal strangers. And before God, I was very hardened in my heart. Now, I'm not saying in that moment I couldn't have been that person. I'm saying when it came to like the intimacy that I actually desired as a woman, because we thrive in connection, y'all. Isolation is unnatural. You have to understand that. Most of the time, God does put us in hiding seasons, but he will never leave you without the people that you need in that season. And if you are unwilling to be uncomfortable meeting new people and also facing your thoughts that pop up from your past, going, can I trust this person? Da, 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 you will never elevate into a new level until you can sit in uncertainty and fear and move anyway. Because if you obey fear, that's your Lord. But if you obey God, fear can be there all at once. But I'm still going. I'm still sending that pitch to someone I think is too big for us to work with. I'm still going to go ahead and walk in that meeting, knowing these people have been doing this for 10 years, knowing that if God put me in this room, it's mine. They want to partner with us. How? We just started. There's only a few of us. Y'all got 1,000 employees. Now we want to partner with you. We chose you, right? Being comfortable in uncertainty is required for your next level. And a lot of us are not willing. You know what? I can tell how far a woman is going or how far she will go with how much she's willing to sacrifice. And most of us aren't even willing to sacrifice our comfort. You will not go to the gym because you don't feel like it. Talking about giving yourself grace before you know it's been 5 months, but you still want to lose 10 pounds. I mean, that's not someone who you can encourage into a place of having the discipline required, the dog, to get something done that actually produces fruit. And that's not me being mean. It's just, I know what it takes. And if you can't even sacrifice your comfort, how you're feeling, because most of us obey our feelings so much. Like I said, fears sometimes our Lord, emotions are as well. Just because you feel something doesn't mean it's right. Oop. Baby girl, you don't need one more thing before you actually step out into the deep. And if you can face the uncertainty of where that puts you, if you can post the content and feel the, oh, no one's liking this. Oh my gosh, no one's looking at this. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what I'm doing. Quitting the job because God's like, quit the job. Where's my check coming from? Oh my gosh, I don't even know if, well, where's this going to happen? Where's it? Move to the city. Well, I don't know anyone here. But when all that stuff pops up, it's okay. You're a human being with real bills and responsibilities, a family who depends on you. These thoughts are going to come up. But this is why I said I understand why God did so much work on me so long where I felt like I saw no fruit. He had to increase my capacity for uncertainty. And then even once I was in the position, because like I said to y'all, we're still in the same place. We're still in the same city, same headquarters. But the doors started opening for me, for HPC, for our visibility. When I saw us as bigger, me as capable of more. And how did I prove that to myself? I showed up, girl. When no one was showing up, I'm showing up. When two of y'all come to Bible study, when it's me, Sabrina, and Sandy, I'm serving. Because that's what I've been doing since 2021. When I don't feel like recording the podcast, I'm sitting up here, finding something to say, encouraging you, and y'all be like, this is the best episode. Oh my gosh, I love this one. And I'm like, really? I didn't know what I was going to even talk about before I went in there. But because I am putting myself in the position I was told to be in, God shows up and moves through me every single time. Now, if you became that woman who understood that she has genuinely put the work into herself, because when does your healing journey get to end? This is where you mess yourself up. When does your healing journey get to end? I'm still healing. I'm still healing. You're going to still be healing at 99. That is not an excuse to stop moving. Is there seasons where God says, wait? Yes. Is there season God says, be still? Yes. That does not mean stop the thing he told you to do. And if he does say stop, he's pivoting you because there's more, a different assignment, something he needs you to stay still and see. And he is so faithful that when a door opens to you, know that you are ready and prepared. So baby girl, don't let you get another idea, another plan, another download, another course, another masterclass, another book, another healing journey tool, another degree, another credential. Don't do it just to feel like you're more, like you're ready, like you're enough. You're enough right now. And I'm telling you this as a woman who has stepped into a place where everyone's been doing what she's doing for 20 plus years with billions of dollars of budget. And it's just me, my cute little team, and God in our beautiful office. But remember, we didn't even have an office a year ago. I'm sitting here talking to you from it now. And when did the office open up? When I began to see, oh God, this is not just a virtual thing, it's an in-person thing. So how has God been preparing you? And how do you know you're ready? Let me tell you, the idea came back. So this inspired something in you, right? You're listening to me right now. This is not a coincidence. I always pray before I do these. If you hearing me or watching me or whatever right now in this moment has brought something to your mind, write it down, make it plain, and tomorrow do something towards it. Do something every single day towards it and be diligent. Be a good steward because he who is faithful in little, come on, he who is faithful in little, my goodness, that preaches by itself. I'll shout by myself. I can't hear y'all, but baby, when God is elevating a woman, when God is elevating a person, you're going to have a lot of hidden triggers. You're going to have a lot of triggers come up. People are going to trigger you. Old relationships are going to leave. Your job's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to have a lot of triggers and a lot of potential distractions, a lot of weird old relationships coming up or temptations coming up. All that is a trigger that is a sign that it's time for you to start moving. You're about to be transitioned. So where have you been triggered the most or uncomfortable the most that is just now starting to bother you? Or what idea has started being implanted and reminded to you by, oh, I saw that TikTok. I saw that Instagram. I saw that on a sign the other day. I never started that then. If it's coming back to your remembrance more than one time, a door is open. And you don't need one more thing. That kind heart of yours that has been betrayed and hurt, that heart that desires connection and intimacy, that is so capable of caring, the one that you allow God into, or maybe you have yet to accept God in your heart, but the one that you've done healing on and work in, that heart is capable of more capacity than you know. That brain of yours that problem solves every day, that past 10 years, 5 years at that job has prepares you for something new. You don't even know. I created a prompt with all the questions I use that put this, what I'm doing now, into words. But I didn't know it was this, y'all. I knew I was like supposed to coach. I'm like, okay, let me get a coach credential. Okay, so I got my coaching MBD. I got my national board certification, studied for it, took the boards. Now I can take insurance. That's wonderful. I'm like, okay, health coach. I'm like, but I don't really feel like just supposed to be a health coach. Like I knew, and I just kept striving. Every time I felt something, I moved on it. And as I moved, this developed, and now we have a full program, y'all. One that's working at scale. We're not just helping individual women because y'all are welcome into HPC at any time. We are able to serve whole organizations, consult them. We're able to partner and do like you saw at the health fair, help them facilitate programs that help promote and show kids, especially kids in those areas that are suffering from health disparities like I did. That is a dream for me, being part of the change and the impact. Teaching kids, oh my God, girl, your girl was so sore running around with them kids yesterday. Honey, I was in bed by 6. I'm not even playing. Took a hot bath, was in bed by 6. I ain't playing. But I sat there like I am living in the change I wanted to create because I went through it and understood it, and God gave me a heart for it. God will show you who you're called to, and you know who you have a heart for. It could be seniors, it could be kids, it could be people of color, it could be anything, but it came from your story and your preference. And baby, if you're uncomfortable right now, you're being moved. Do not seek comfort in this discomfort. Lean into it. What thoughts are coming up? What's arising? So promise practice is our nervous system, stress management, regulation, group coaching. And I do it every Thursday after Bible study. So tune into Bible study and I'll tell you how to join it from there. But you can find it at any time on our website, or you can find it in my link in my bio. But I teach the girls how to regulate to discomfort, because women who are ambitious and are going somewhere, you are going to experience discomfort all the time. And if you don't get comfortable there, if you're constantly lulling yourself to a place of comfort, people die there. You have so many ideas in you, so many capabilities. Pick one. And now this is for my multi-passionate girls. You are so talented, so gifted. You don't know where to start, and you get overwhelmed every time you do. Start with one thing. Write that book. That's it. Focus on that. Write that book and put it out. Then start talking about that book and it will go into a whole bunch of other things. I promise, I'm living it. The year the cycle breaks, when I wrote that book, it poured out of me because God had already prepared me and showed me the things that were going to go in it. And then when I was like, oh, this needs out now, I wrote it in like 3 days. But I already had the notes for it. The answer you're looking for is always somewhere close. And like I said, y'all, my breakthrough did not come from me getting another degree. It came from not just trusting God. This is the final boss. Y'all ready for the secret? Not just trusting God, but trusting myself. Now, this is for the girl who's prayed prayer after prayer after prayer. God, do you hear me? Are you listening? And God moves you. God gets you uncomfortable. And you lull yourself back to comfort because you hate uncertainty. You hate not knowing. Not realizing, not recognizing, that's when God can move. You have to be able at every moment to forsake what you desire and what you think. And we always think that's going to be something that we don't want, but that's not true. God knows what's best for you. And you could be staying in that relationship because of a wound. You could be around those people because of something you haven't healed from. You could be in that job because you're settling for less, but you can't see unless you let God open your eyes to seeing yourself in a different way in every moment of every day. I didn't know I was capable of this. I've always known I was going to do something, but I didn't know it was this. The healthcare system, women and people of color, how far behind we are in certain areas, how much mistrust, mismanagement, plus our own limitations in our own mind. I'm not only fighting a healthcare system, but I'm also fighting our own cultural and church stigmas against mental health, the way we don't show up for each other until we are in crisis. I lost my brother to a mental health crisis. I had my own mental health crisis. Why is it that we are waiting until that point to crowd around each other? Because when I'm in the hospital, and so I not only experienced it personally, and I'm in the hospital at bedside, I see everybody crowding around trying to raise Lazarus, pray, worship. They got gospel songs praying. Did y'all tell him to wear his CPAP at home every single day? I'm not talking about the ones who don't have it, can't afford it. I'm talking about the ones who have it available to them. Were y'all helping them eat healthier and work out, get that weight off? At the end of their lives, they get mad at the system and they get mad at us. When that person was readmitted 35 times for not wearing their CPAP. So I'm battling us as a structure, what we have normalized. We have normalized stress and being the strong friend. And that's what causes heart disease, which is killing us more than guns, more than everything. It is the number one killer of people, not Black women, not Black people, not Hispanic people, people in America. And what are the leading indicators? Obesity, stress. These things are preventable. Diabetes, unless it's type 1, these things are preventable. And so my whole thing is shining a light on the things that we can prevent. Bringing preventative resources, investing more in those things, because we are so quick and companies are so quick to invest in an already diagnosed case or cause, illness, disease, instead of preventing it. Most emergency situations can be prevented. Look it up. Don't believe me, look it up, especially in Georgia. And I've now made it my mission. Now that's my cause. What we've normalized is killing us. Okay? Stress is not normal. A constant state of stress is not normal. It's not normal to wake up at every little crack and creak every time you go to sleep at night. It's not normal to doom scroll until you literally numb your entire brain to not being able to watch anything longer than 2 seconds. It's not normal to be the strong friend that nobody checks on. It's not normal to be isolated. It's not normal to live in a constant state of survival mode, scarcity mindset, fight or flight. It's not normal to not go to the gym every day and take care of your body and eat right. That's not normal. We've normalized a lot of things that are harming us. And more is required of a lot of us because of where God is requiring us to be. And if y'all know that verse in the Bible that says the earth groans for the sons of God to get in their positions, that is right now. And so if you are feeling like God has been talking to you, telling you something, and maybe you don't know how God talks to you, let me put it into your terms. You hate going to work now. Been there however long. You are literally so dissatisfied with your financial cap. Like all of a sudden, you're just like, why have I only made this much money my whole life? God has a plan to elevate you in that area of your life. Maybe you have a new desire to date or have a relationship. You have this vision of a home that you're going to build. Like I'm telling you, y'all, because of this teetering of prosperity gospel, people shuck those things off and think it's holy to desire like poverty. Unless you're poor and helping people, you don't get any honor. You can't help people poor. Okay? You need money to do that. And when God gives you the idea to provide for you, you have to be able to act on it because God works in times and seasons. And so how many times has God brought that idea around to you and you didn't see it through? You didn't sow because you looked at how far you had to go or how much more you needed. You don't need another thing. You are enough right now. And if you let God open your mind to get around the right people, he will start it will just start flowing to you. Ask me how I know. All the biggest things we've done in the past 3 months came to me through referrals that I've had for 5 years. People who see me walking and moving diligently over all this time, always focused on what we're doing and our impact. It's been all people who came to me. It's flowing to me because I see myself as someone capable of being it. And so the final boss of stepping into what you're supposed to be, girlie, is finally seeing yourself the way God sees you. Not just trusting him, because you've been trusting him for how long? But trusting yourself to handle the pressure of what's to come. Listen, I'm sorry, I wish I had more for you, but I can't stop talking to the girl that knows there's more in her. I can't stop talking to her because you literally are the girl who can't even take a compliment. You won't even let people speak life into you. You stay in the house, you doom scroll, you shut yourself up, and you say, well, look at what she's doing. You get jealous. Don't let jealousy even fly by night. Don't suppress that because jealousy shows you, it's an indicator, oh, I want that. Now, don't be jealous of the person and mean to them. Understand, oh, I could do that too. So I need y'all to be more aware of the things that God is showing you and speaking to you in a way in this season because he has more for you and he's talking to you. But I just want to get on here and tell you, you don't need one more thing. The door's open for me. Everything flowed to me. The minute I saw myself as capable, the minute I trusted myself, and I'm asking you right now, do you trust yourself? In that job, everybody looks to you because you are outperforming, you're outshining. That's why you're allowed to be late sometimes. Everybody looks it over because you are shining there at your job. But if you ever start to feel uncomfortable as a 9-to-5 employee or desire more income or see yourself making bigger impact than in that one little place, follow it. Because I guarantee you, God prepared you on that job to lead, to motivate, to delegate, to handle capacity and pressure. And you as a woman in that position cannot afford to isolate. You need people with that same amount of pressure, that same amount of due diligence. You need to be around people who understand showing up every day for themselves means I'm creating opportunities. Not because I'm doing it in my own strength, because God has given me the ability to generate wealth. This is not prosperity gospel. These are principles. Sowing and reaping, times and seasons. And never be afraid of making the wrong turn or taking the wrong step when you first start, because the Bible gave you a trapdoor for that. Commit your way unto the Lord. He will make your path straight. Meditate on my word day and night. Then you will be prosperous and successful. You have to know your word and store it in your heart. And if you have not put those things into practice, it's because you have not sat with them. Your cute little devotional is not going to get it this year. Get around the people who are talking that talk. Be more disciplined. Do not obey your feelings. I'm giving you the guidebook, okay? I'm giving you the secrets to life. And a lot of you are capable of so much more than where you're at right now. And I want to see it happen. So let your girl know if this was helpful, okay? Because I need to see that you can see where you're going, because God is not going to let up. So if this brought anything up in your spirit, follow it. Follow it. All right, girly. I'm so glad we had this time to catch up. Your girl was so excited to get on here and have a solo episode with you. She missed you. Oh my God. And I pray it was so helpful to you. I pray that I see you guys in promise practice on a Thursday or a Bible study on a Thursday. Because, Bible study is now called Wellness Through the Word, because we go through how to not only know the Word of God, but how it applies to our health. Who else is doing that? Okay. Come on through. Follow your girl at Michal Renée. Look at all the other previous episodes, because they're lit. And make sure that you reach out to me. Let me know what you want me to talk about on my next solo episode. DM me or send me a message, whatever. God is doing such big things, and I can't wait till I can completely tell you everything. And I'm just so grateful that He's brought me to this place. Give your girl grace, because she is under a lot of pressure and she is glad to be. It's a blessing to be stressed under the things that you pray for, but she is expanding at a very rapid rate. And I'm just so excited to be able to share this process with you. So follow me for updates. I try to post vlogs so you guys can see some behind the scenes. I've been lacking, I ain't gonna lie, but get around the people you need, start the move and groove. And I will see you guys next Wednesday for our next guest episode. I love you so dearly. Follow us, our promise to go on everything, and I will see you next time. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for my sister. I thank you for this time that we had together. I thank you, God, for being so true and so faithful to us. You have protected us. You have washed us. You have planted things in our hearts that we are sure to walk out. Lord, I thank you for the words you give me from my sister, that she's reminded in this moment and empowered by what I'm saying, that she is ready to walk into everything you've called her to. She's going to be a light upon a hill that can't be hid, because who lights a lamp but to hide it? No one. And because of that, Lord, I know that you are bringing her into a time and season of her life that is prosperous and beautiful and wonderful. And for my brothers as well, Lord, if men are listening, Lord, I speak life into my brother, Lord. I pray that you cover his mental health, his mind, his body, and his spirit, and walk him into everything that you have called him to as well. Soften his heart, oh God, and draw close to him in these moments as he heals and grows and becomes the man of God you've called him to be. In Jesus' mighty name I pray, amen. All right, y'all. I'll see you soon.